What's up, guys? Welcome back to Let's Play Basara 2! Alright, it's time for the inevitable. Takanaka Hanbei has to go take on Keiji. So, we knew this was coming, unfortunately, but we didn't want to accept it. So, on the beautiful sunlit mountaintops, he finally stands in our way. It looks like he's recruited the help of the Uesugi army, actually, judging by this fool who's in our way. So, we will comically squash him as we do every time he appears on screen. And so it looks like Keiji is sort of... This guy is just a reoccurring joke in most of Basara. He's in the anime as well as Uesugi's first unit, and he gets annihilated as soon as he makes that whole big speech. But he gets a little bit more comical when we get to Basara 3. But it looks like maybe the... perhaps the Uesugi clan is holding... Keiji is sort of like a refugee. So this is a pretty small map. This won't take us very long to get through. There's not much standing between us and Keiji, so this shouldn't take long. In the anime's continuity, again, I talked about how they really portrayed Hideyoshi and Keiji as friends. Ooh, that's a nice sword he's got there. I never unlocked that when I played as him. Looks like it's wind powered there. You can actually see the wind emanating from it. So we're going to have to take him on really quick right here, and then he will retreat to later on in the map, which is unfortunate. But anyway, we can still deal outrageous damage to him with this stupid secondary attack, which is really a very undignified way of doing things, but I like it nonetheless. We have another Uesugi captain unit up here. So, anyway, so they really do characterize Hideyoshi and Keiji as if they were really good friends, and then something happened with Hideyoshi where he just kind of snapped. Like, his morals just changed, and he just went off the deep end. But we really don't know what that is. It's alluded to in the story, but anyways, it was basically Keiji's personal mission to try to stop Hideyoshi from fighting and taking over the entire country. Of course, in actual history, Hideyoshi was basically entrusted with the country after Nobunaga was killed. So he succeeded in taking over the rest of the country after Nobunaga. He basically finished what Nobunaga started, and he did actually have control of the country for a little bit, until he died as well. And he entrusted the fate of the country to his son. And actually, Maeda Toshie was one of the people who he entrusted to make sure his son would succeed him. Of course, Maeda Toshie and the rest of them had other plans, which is what led to the civil war regarding Ieyasu and Mitsunari at Sekigahara, which we'll talk about a lot more when we get to Basara 3. Hideyoshi does not have a son in Basara, at least, or if he does, he's never mentioned. He's not an important character. I believe Hideyoshi's son is a more relevant character in the Samurai Warriors series, because I remember hearing about him in the Samurai Warriors anime, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. But Samurai Warriors does have an anime, and it follows some of the same story elements that we're used to seeing with adaptations of the Sengoku era, but it's just not nearly as good as the Basara anime, just because it's just not nearly as entertaining. It's not nearly as over the top, and the story just doesn't really capture. I mean, if you guys... I really want to do a comparison to see what people have to say when it comes to Samurai Warriors versus Basara, but I'd just take Basara every time. So... some of the aesthetic designs of Samurai Warriors are okay, but I just feel like they're really anachronistic, especially when you compare them to Basara. Some of the designs just make more sense to me when looking at Basara. But Masamune looks almost the same between the two franchises, but Kojiro looks really different in Samurai Warriors. His design is cool in Samurai Warriors, but it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. His design in Basara is much more traditional, much less anachronistic. So, of course, not everything is historically accurate, as we stand next to the massive Hulk that is Hideyoshi here with his sideburns of doom. So, Keiji's going to use his little tornado power against us, which is unfortunate. But yeah, the Samurai Warriors anime, not great. If you guys have seen it, let me know what you think. I might want to watch it eventually so I can do this comparison properly. I've been really trying to get a panel started at a con where we can talk more about the Sengoku era and all the different adaptations of it, and how, you know, Nobunaga is pretty much like the cliche, textbook, stereotypical villain in so much anime and so much Japanese fiction, and I really don't know why. I mean, yeah, he's fun to pick on, but he really didn't do a whole lot in the grand scheme of things. Things like that, and then also with different adaptations of the Sengoku era and how they compare to real history. I also kind of just want to do a panel on these Mosu-style games, just like Basara, Samurai Warriors, Extella, Berserk, Band of the Hawk, all of those games that are either out or coming out this year, like Dragon Quest Heroes 2 is coming out. So many games, and Fire Emblem Warriors as well. So many great games coming out in this genre that it really is thriving, and I really kind of want to talk about its origins and some of the better games in it. I definitely think that Basara is a shining example of the genre. Alright, so we've dead-ended here at this cliff. This is a really beautiful map. I really do like the look of it. Keiji, in the anime, when he went to go stop Hideyoshi from invading the next place he was headed to, failed in his attempt to persuade Hideyoshi through a calm discussion and logic and reasoning, and instead got trampled by Hideyoshi and his cavalry. So he lay there essentially injured on the battlefield that never was, and his sword got trampled and everything, and he was just laying there all pathetic, reminiscing on the past. It was kind of sad. It really that's one of those suspension of disbelief things when it comes to how much punishment these characters are willing to take. You see how much they fight, how much they get hurt during a fight, and they just kind of shake it off, and then he gets trampled by a horse, and suddenly he's dying. But only for Hideyoshi to get cut off by none other than Masamune. Now, Masamune is not who cuts off Hideyoshi and defeats him here in the game. It's a very different character, so we'll discover who that is very soon. And it will tie in exponentially to Basara 3. Although we'll have to take a little detour from, I would guess you could say, the main story to do Basara 2 Heroes, but it'll be well worth it because the characters in Basara 2 Heroes are just fantastic. And that'll be a pretty short LP because it'll just be 3 characters instead of 5. But 3 of some of my favorite characters in the franchise. Well, 2 of them are at least. I don't care for Nagamasa that much, although I will have some fun with him where I can. Anyway, Keiji is almost defeated. We didn't really have a whole lot to say about this fight. His tornado can be pretty aggravating. Like I said, I normally don't recommend these type of charge attacks, but it seems like he's able to get away with it pretty easy. There we go.